This is the WEOL Diamond Duel, live on WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram's YouTube channel. Coming up, the Avon Eagles take on the Berea-Midpark Titans. It's brought to you by your North Ridgeville convenient Sunoco at Center Ridge and Barton Roads. Network Land Title, providing real estate title insurance and escrow services across Ohio. And by Eco Tree Services, your complete tree care company.
And good afternoon. Welcome to opening day here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. I am Rocco Nucci. He is Jared Kozar. And to our right here at Forefront Field in Avon, Ohio is Zach Sprague behind the camera as we get set for today's Diamond Duel, where it will be the Avon Eagles getting set to take on the Titans of Berea-Midpark here in a Tuesday afternoon SWC clash. Well, Jared, great to finally have baseball, high school baseball, I should say, here on WEOL.com and, of course, on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel, as we are going to get set for the anthem here shortly. But great to have baseball here nonetheless. I know the respective seasons are underway, but, again, just great to finally have baseball here in any capacity. Mid-April, weather like today. I know we had a little rain earlier, but can't beat this.
Sun shining now when we are at the Lid Lifter opening day here on WEOL.com and the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page, where we hope to bring you as many of these games as we can in some capacity that have that. It could be audio only, which we'll experience throughout the year, but today looking real well with that video feed courtesy of Zach Sprague over there just to our right, and couldn't pick out a better afternoon for high school baseball.
No, you certainly could not, Jared. Well said, well said. We'll get more into kind of our broadcast setup for this season here for baseball and softball, but before that, we'll get to the anthem, we'll get the spot break in. We'll be right back here on WEOL.com.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit NetworkLandTitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of Eco Tree Services. In a few hours, Eco Tree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at Eco Tree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact Eco Tree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville convenient Sunoco, fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL.
And back here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel, Rocco Nucci, Jared Kozar, and Zach Sprague all here with you. Avon and Berea-Midpark getting set for opening day here on WEOL, our first Diamond Duel of this 2026 spring season. And that was the pregame show brought to you by our friends at North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco. It is always a great time to stop by your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco. It was a great Lenten season they just had with those Friday fish fries. Big shout out to the folks over at Convenient for hopping on board here for spring sports season. Let's get to our starting lineups here. That is brought to you by Network Land Title Agency, providing real estate title insurance and escrow services across Ohio. They represent all 88 counties here in our wonderful state. And let's bring you those starting lineups first. The lineup batting-wise for Berea-Midpark, it'll be junior shortstop J.T. Sawshin leading things off here this afternoon. Anthony Sesson, the right fielder, bats second. In the 3 spot, it's Dylan Papashak, a junior left fielder. The designated hitter batting fourth is junior Luke Higgins. The catcher batting fifth is sophomore Nolan Samarin. In the 6th spot, it's junior third baseman Chris Valentine. Lionel Skirnovitz, the senior first baseman, bats 7th. In the 8 hole, it's Aiden Harold, the junior pitcher. And rounding out the 9 for the Berea-Midpark Titans, it will be Braden Valek a sophomore playing second defensively. And on the bump for Pat Shola's Avon Eagles, it is sophomore Sam Griffiths. He's 1-0 this season, just 4 innings of work for him. He's walked 3, he's struck out 5, sporting a 3.50 ERA as the righty gets set here for the first pitch of this afternoon's contest. A little bit of a later start here this afternoon, a 5:02 first pitch we're looking at here. As Griffiths, the righty, is into the wind. His first pitch is swung on and fouled third base side, and we are underway here at 4 Front Field. Again, first pitch made at 5:02 here this afternoon. Game time temperature of 73 degrees. A little cloudy out there, Jared. Like we mentioned, the rain, a bit of a problem earlier, but playing baseball here on the turf, not a problem in Avon. The 0-1, I'm sorry, misses downstairs 1-1.
Yeah, they do such a good job of getting this facility and keeping it in top-notch condition. You know, you're talking about a place that's coming up on 20 years of age now.
The 1-1, that one is roped into left center field. That one's going to find some grass and land some turf, rather, I should say, as Sawshin starts things off with a double. He's in there, sliding head first. A bit of an awkward slide through the turf into second, but he's in there safely. J.T. Sawshin, his first double of the campaign, and the junior shortstop has a man in scoring position early here for the Titans, bringing up sophomore right fielder Anthony Sesson.
They're going to runner for him. They're going to make sure he's okay. Change some
might ditch some of that
gear.
equipment. And, they're asking him about it, saying, what the heck happened there, young man? I think he was saying maybe his forearm kind of got stuck in the turf. They're the turf monsters, they like to call it out here, Jared. It got him. Sesson now, an RBI opportunity here early for Berea-Midpark. Jared, both these teams kind of scuffling in the win-loss column here to start this season. As Berea-Midpark, they're just 2-6. Avon 1-6, so a combined record of 3-12 between two schools, Jared, that usually pretty dominant as far as SWC athletics are concerned.
Yeah, they're not used to being in the bottom end of that conference, and there's certainly time for both to turn it around. Again, we're picking up on day one for us, but they're about a third of the way through.
Absolutely, as the 1-0 misses outside 2-0. Let's get you that Avon defense here quickly. It's Matthew Sheldon at third, Trevor Sikora at short, Landon McQuality at second, Cam Osepik is at first, Nathan Peters behind the plate, and the outfield left to right is Owen Huron, Austin Wolf, and Bryce Chura as Sesson lifts that one foul out of play third base side. So the count moves to 1-2. Again, great camera work being done here early by Zach Sprague. He was a Midview baseball alum, or is a Midview baseball alum, played his final spring season last year. Actually did one of his games right here, Jared, between Midview and Avon. As the 1-2 is chopped towards the shortstop, Sikora, who has problems with it, and he just has to eat it, as that'll be an error, I would say, on Sikora, and Sesson safe at first as a result. Sawshin moves on down to third, so now Berea-Midpark, just like that, Jared, runners at the corners with Dylan Papashak, the star-studded quarterback from the football team over there at Berea-Midpark High School. He can do some damage in that right-handed batter's box as well.
Rocco, and you're correct. That would go down as an error on Sikora, but made the right play in the end to just eat that one and not cause further damage to the cause.
Good off-speed pitch there by Griffiths, swung on and missed by Papashak, 0-1. They do give him the error up there on the scoreboard, so that's nice they got that all up to date for us here. Makes our job that much easier. It's always tougher on us when we got to call our own ball, not call our own balls and strikes, but keep track of them. Runner goes, and the pitch skips away from the backstop. Peters, the flip to Griffiths to get the runner, not in time, and Griffiths lost the ball anyway. And so the passed ball, I think we should call that, will score Sawshin. And it's 1-0 Berea-Midpark. Anthony Sesson moves on down to second. I'd say that's a pass ball, right?
I'm going to call it, yeah, that would be a pass
Peters
ball.
had a pretty good shot at getting that.
Yeah, the exchange is a little bit cleaner. You're talking about a play at the plate.
Yep. And Griffiths fires the 1-1. That one misses 2-1. Or I'm sorry, it is 1-1 now. No, that's called strike, 1-2. Apologize. Griffiths the 1-2 after he checks on the runner. Check swing by Papashak. They'll appeal, but no dice. 2-2. Griffiths again, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts coming into this one. Was 1-0 in 4 innings of work with the 3.50 ERA. Berea-Midpark has gotten one across already. Sawshin with the double. Sesson beating out the error, and then the passed ball here in the Papashak at bat. Titans striking quickly here this afternoon. That ball is shot by the first baseman into right field for a base knock. They're going to send the runner around. Sesson all the way to the plate. He'll score without a throw. Papashak back there scurrying to first safely, and it's 2-0 Berea-Midpark. Dylan Papashak with an RBI single to right field.
Yeah, just like that, 2-0, and nobody down here in this visitors' half of the first inning.
So Berea-Midpark, boy, not playing like a 2-6 team. I tell you what, head coach Charlie Salata. Jared, first and foremost on Coach Salata, 18 years now at Berea-Midpark as the head coach. And get this, 28 total years in coaching for him. He was at Chanel for 10 years prior to this. So dang near 3 decades of coaching experience for Charlie Salata. And another passed ball gets by Peters, and Papashak into second safely without a throw. But 30 years of experience, Jared. I mean, how lucky are some of these kids over here at Berea? Not some of these, all these kids at Berea-Midpark to play in a program with that kind of experience under that kind of tutelage.
Well, yeah, and at that point it's generational. You've got other guys that have come through the program, siblings, things like that, where the families trust you.
The 1-0 from Griffiths misses it's in there for a strike. I'm sorry, 1-1. Delayed strike call there by the home plate umpire. Griffiths will check on the runner at second. That's Papashak. His RBI single made this 2-0. Big swing and a miss there by Luke Higgins, the designated hitter wearing number 13. He's a junior. 1-2 the count on him. Batting .278. Unofficial stats, these will all be for Berea-Midpark, as got him off Max Preps. And Max Preps, their page isn't totally correct. Head coach Salata was telling me they got a scrimmage in there that should not count in the win-loss column. Both of their losses to Amherst are not on Max Preps, both 11-0 games. So, again, rough estimate on the stats here from Coach Salata. Didn't have a chance to get me the full stats, but that's A-okay. He got me roster and lineups and everything else we need. The 1-2 from the righty Griffiths, that one is chopped foul straight back. So we'll do it again at 1-2.
Well, and as we know, too, especially coming off of, the Easter holiday and breaks, things like that, where, you just don't always update the stats as much. And days that you played 2, days that you had 1 scheduled and played none, it's tough to catch up this time of the year.
There's so much juggling, as you know, Jared, that goes into the spring sports season. I will never blame a spring sports coach for not having everything up to date on the spot, as that one is popped foul behind the plate. A couple of Eagles are going to have a look at it, and no, Peters. Boy, a tough first inning for Peters continues in and out of the glove. It drops foul. So new life here for Luke Higgins. And right now for Peters, how much of this could just be mental for that young man? A couple of passed balls, and then forgot to ditch the mask there on that pop fly, and unable to squeeze it as a result.
Yeah, desperately needing the first out of the inning, too. That's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, that's really kind of the mental part of it right now, I think, for the rest of that Eagle defense. Forget just Peters, but everybody out there for Avon Griffiths, the pitcher included. You still don't have an out, and you're already down 2-0, and now Peters lets another one get by. Papashak into third safely, and he's not going to stop. He's running for home. The throw to Griffiths is in time. Papashak is out at the plate. Griffiths got the tag down in time, and I don't think the Berea-Midpark coaching staff and faithful are in love with that call, Jared, but Papashak gunned down at the plate. I give him credit, man. He never really stopped around third. He was chug-a-lugging all the way home, head first slide, but Peters give him credit as well for Avon. A nice throw and a flip to Griffiths, who laid down the tag in time.
And I think part of that play is, I'm going to go ahead with that full head of steam because I've seen what's gone on here for the previous few batters, and I think I've got a shot if that one wanders away from Peters just a little bit further. And, you believe in your own ability sometimes a little bit just too much.
Sure, yeah, and Papashak, again, we know what kind of athlete he is, the star-studded quarterback from the football team that had plenty of success. Did a lot of damage with his legs running around as much as he did with his arm. And, boy, nearly got run number 3 on the board for Berea-Midpark here in this first inning. Instead, Avon gets that first out and the base paths are empty. So kind of a nice chance to refresh here, I think, or restart, rather, if you're Sam Griffiths. Just get out of this inning with a 2-0 game. And what do we have there? There's a point out towards Griffiths. Maybe just timeout called. So 2-2 the count here on Luke Higgins. Long at bat here for Higgins, the righty, as he takes that 2-2 pitch down and away. 3-2 now. So Griffiths just struggling to find the zone when he has found the zone. Berea-Midpark has been all over it. The 3-2, that one fouled back against the screen, so we'll do it again. Really good at bats here, I think, for Berea-Midpark here in this first inning. Obviously making Sam Griffiths work. He got 2 runs across already, and they're not chasing. I mean, we've seen a couple of off-speed pitches laid off by these Titan batters, as here's the 3-2 from the righty. That one fouled third base side. So Luke Higgins will continue this long at bat. Not sure what the pitch count is for this at bat alone, or really for this first inning in general, but he's been up there a while as Higgins.
Someone's got a clicker down there. We'll have to figure that out. But, yeah, you mentioned just, good at bat, good patience on the part of Berea-Midpark, and one that got through that right side of the infield was just a great base hit, too.
Yeah, Papashak not trying to do too much, just shot it the other way as they try to teach you. And Griffiths misses upstairs, so he will walk Higgins. And that's a tremendous at-bat there by Luke. And so that'll bring up the 5-hole hitter. That is sophomore catcher Nolan Samarin wearing number 16. 500 batting average for him, 4 RBIs and a double to Samarin's credit this season. Wearing number 16, another Titan in that right-handed batter's box. As Higgins will get his lead off of first. Griffith's pitch misses downstairs, 1-0. Big shout out to Berea-Midpark assistant coach Jake Lasky. Had a chance to catch up with him during pregame. He is a Cuyahoga Heights alum. Big shout out to our friend Tommy Evans on that front. Met Coach Lasky in my time coaching girls hoops at Independence. He was on the boys' side of things 2 years ago before moving on, as that ball is lifted into center field. Easy play out there for Austin Wolf, who squeezes it and retires Samarin on the F8. And so now with 2 down and 1 on, it'll be Chris Valentine, the junior third baseman here for Berea-Midpark. 364 his batting average coming into this afternoon's contest. 3 RBIs to his credit. He wears number 5 for the guys wearing blue today. Avon in those yellow tops with the purple hats. Griffiths, the righty, fires, and that one in there for a called strike, 0-1.
Part of you now starts to think for Avon, yeah, the 2 have come in, but if you can get out of this inning with the guy at the dish, you kind of feel like you've minimized some damage.
It felt like this could have snowballed for more than 2, certainly. Papashak helping them out with running himself into that out. Big swing and a miss there by Valentine. He's down in the count quickly, 0-2, but I think that did help Griffiths just kind of reset. I know he walked Higgins right after that, but you get Samarin on a ball that wasn't hit terribly hard, and now a chance to get out of it with Valentine down 0-2, although Griffiths misses there, 1-2.
I think he had one to burn and just saw Valentine chased on the prior offering. And
let's see if he goes back downstairs with some off speed. You're right, Jared. Went with some high cheddar there, maybe the setup pitch. Let's see. The 1-2 is a breaking ball. Did he catch some plate with it? He did. Strike 3 called as Valentine is rung up and the side is retired. We are through half an inning here at Forefront Field. Avon getting set for their first at bat. They're down 2-0 here as we'll head to the bottom of the first right here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
Back here at Forefront Field, it is a 2-0 Berea-Midpark lead. In front of Avon as the Eagles get set for their first at-bat. And let's bring you their starting lineup. Again, lineups today brought to you by our friends at Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind. Big shout out to Judy Glenn and the folks over at Network Land Title Agency for hopping on board this spring sports season. As the Avon starting 9 will look like this. It'll be junior left fielder Owen Huron leading things off this afternoon for the Eagles. Batting second, it will be sophomore shortstop Trevor Sikora. In the 3 spot, it is junior first baseman Cam Osepik. Batting cleanup today for the Eagles, it is sophomore pitcher Sam Griffiths with catcher Nathan Peters, the junior batting 5th. In the 6th spot, it's junior right fielder Bryce Chura. 7th will be center fielder junior Austin Wolf. In the 8 hole, it is junior third baseman Matthew Sheldon. And rounding out the starting 9 for 5th-year head coach Pat Shola, it is junior second baseman Landon McQuality. And again, the Eagles, like I just said, led by head coach Pat Shola in his 5th season at the helm. Berea-Midpark defense will look like this. Aiden Harold on the bump. We'll bring you some numbers on him here shortly. Nolan Samarin's behind the dish. At third, it's Chris Valentine. JT Sawshins at short. Braden Valix at second with Lionel Skirnovitz at first. And in the outfield, left to right, it's Papashak Mahalik and Anthony Sessin. So numbers on Aiden Harold, 11 innings of work, 19 strikeouts with a 2.55 ERA. Had a nice, fun conversation with head coach Charlie Salata about this young man here earlier this afternoon. We'll get to that here in a moment, but it'll be Owen Huron batting lefty to face the lefty Aiden Harold. First pitch from Harold is squared around and pulled back by Huron. And did that flick off the bat, or did it just get by the catcher? No, it just got by the catcher, so 1-0 the count here on Owen Huron, sporting a .214 average coming into this one. Don't see too much lefty-lefty crime to start a ball game here, or not to start a ball game, but to start an inning. As Harold misses up again, 2-0. Jared Kozar, a fellow lefty, will certainly appreciate this pitcher-batter duel. The 2-0.
I never liked seeing it early, but then again, I was never the leadoff hitter. Sometimes in an inning, but yeah.
We know where you did your damage.
Never first out of the gate.
Co's always good for a couple of ribbies each spring. As that one in there for a called strike, 2-2 the count here on Huron. Harold with 19 strikeouts this season, looking for number 20 right here. His 2-2 is in there, called strike 3. As Huron left the bat on the shoulders. One down quickly here for Avon, and that'll bring up sophomore shortstop number 29, Trevor Sakura.
Talking about a young nucleus for Avon, as you mentioned. The battery features a sophomore and a junior in the form of Peters. Sakura out there, a basketball player that we got pretty familiar with over this winter, but he's a sophomore as well.
Yeah, Sakura, a really good athlete, as he took that first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Sam Griffith's kind of in that same category as well, as that one misses down, 1-1 here to Sakura.
You know, and you talk to the Avon coaches and just anybody involved in athletics, Sam Griffiths is a guy that is part of their plans for a lot of things.
Yeah. Mike Fitch was raving about that young man throughout basketball season as Sakura takes that one for a called strike. Wow, 2-1 now.
You know, it's something we don't talk about a lot. He's a really good golfer as well.
Yeah, so, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
he's your
three-sport
guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't have an off season, but you know, when you look at that frame, you're like, oh, this guy's got to be a tight end or a tackle.
Yeah.
No, he's.
Well, that kind of hits the trifecta for you right there.
Yeah.
You got some golf, you got some baseball, and you got some hoops. You can't really go wrong there. I know you were a football guy too, but you can't do them all.
Those are my leisure sports, though. You know, I mean, football, you're just.
That's
not
you got to
basketball.
pull out your senior quote for that one, and Sakura lifts that one foul and caught by the first baseman Skrnovitz for the second out of the inning.
Basketball, far from a leisure sport, but being as I never really participated in it, at least at the high school level at any point, I was able to just sit back, relax, and watch it. But, yeah, you can lose a lot of afternoons to baseball and golf, let me tell you. I plan on doing it.
And don't discredit yourself on some hoops, man. Any kind of old school Big East conversation, I think you're pretty much right in center at the front of things there.
Well, yeah, and you get through March, and that was my time. And the tournament, really a big fan of that, just at any level. But yeah, certainly the early '90s, late '80s was a special time for me watching that league develop and just creating some really good memories.
I got the fading years of that Big East, but now it's certainly a shell of what it was. Camo Sepik, by the way, batting here for Avon, the junior first baseman, wearing number 10, as he fouls that pitch off third base side. So 2-1 the count here on Osepik. Nobody on and 2 down here for Avon. They trail Berea-Midpark 2-0 after a bit of a struggle of a first inning there for the Avon defense. The 2-1 to Osepik, chopped lazily third base side. Valentin puts a glove to it, throw over to first, caught by Skrnovitz as he stretched out for it, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for Avon. We'll head to the second. It's a 2-0 Berea-Midpark lead. We're right back after this timeout.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me, when your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL.
Top of the second here at Forefront Field in Avon. Berea-Midpark leading the Eagles 2-0. Rocco Nucci, Jared Kozar, Zach Sprague all here with you. Big thanks to our pregame show sponsor. That was North Ridgeville Convenience Sunoco. Our starting lineups today have been brought to you by Network Land Title Agency. Make sure you stick around for our postgame show after today's contest as well. That is brought to you by our friends at Eco Tree Services. They are your complete tree care company, as it'll be 7-8-9 this half inning due up for Berea-Midpark. It'll be Skurnovitz, Harold, and Valak, senior, junior, sophomore, respectively. Sam Griffiths, I think, Jared, just looking for a more efficient second inning here more so than anything else. Really scuffled in that first inning. Part of it was his defense, but he was struggling to find the zone at times too.
Nobody here is as glad it's the second inning in this whole facility than Sam Griffiths. He's got a clean slate here to start out this second inning.
So Skurnovitz, a 231 average, another righty here for the Titans. Awaits the first pitch from Griffiths and takes it upstairs for a ball. 1-0.
Well, you mentioned North Ridgeville Convenience Sunoco. They have fueled my last 6 weeks. We'll get to that in a few minutes.
I will be excited to hear that story. It's always a good time when Coes gets into storytelling, and we're in the, second inning now. So.
Well, the Zimmerly family, they know how to make sure that your every need is taken care of.
They do. They do. The 2-0 is in there for a strike, 2-1.
You mentioned from the Lenten specials, you'd have that on Friday. And then, again, loaded days of March Madness, chicken and JoJo's, and all the refreshments that you need.
Roped to the second baseman, McQuality, who gets it on a hop and kind of an awkward throw to first, but it's gloved in time by Osepic. And Skurnovitz, hard contact, but nothing to show for it. 4-3 on the putout. As it'll be Hayden Harold now, the junior pitcher wearing number 9 for Berea-Midpark, due up with one down, nobody on.
Yeah, that Avon defensive alignment hadn't played just right there, despite the pretty good contact, as you mentioned. So gets the first out of this inning, and a lot different complexion than what we saw a half inning ago.
First pitch to Harold in there for a called strike, 0-1. You know, it was last spring, Jared, actually took my first trip to Convenient. It was after an Avon softball game. We were dropping the dogs off at our dog sitter in North Ridgeville. As I rallied myself on over down to Convenient, got a couple of snacks and a beverage on my way out, and was just very impressed with just the display and selection that they have within that convenience store. Man, it is something else. As that one is chopped towards the shortstop, Sakura. He gloves that on a hop. Strong throw over to first in time. 2 down quickly here for Berea-Midpark in the top of the second. 6-3 there on the putout.
Well, they want you to be able to do one-stop shopping, really, just take care of everything you need, get gas at the same time. And, NFL draft coming up here next week, and I'm thinking to myself, as I get prepared for that, big night for me. If you're the Browns, that's all you have, and they have 2 selections, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, the Zimmerleys are going to help me through that one too.
They will. They certainly will, as they're Browns people, right? If I'm not mistaken, or
yeah.
Or am I going to be outing somebody here? Okay, so I've done that before. So Griffiths, the 1-0 pitch is not in there. A ball, 2-0. Braden Valak, the sophomore second baseman, now batting 9th. Hits here with 2 down and nobody on for his Titans. They do lead Avon, though, 2-0. He chops that one third base side to Sheldon. Strong throw over to first in time to Osepic, and the side is retired. So a much better second inning there for Sam Griffiths. 3 up, 3 down, all ground outs on some weak contact. Well, Skurnovitz hit his pretty hard, but a couple of weak grounders after that. And we'll head to the bottom half of the second. Our score remains Berea-Midpark 2, Avon nothing. Eagles due up after this timeout.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind. WEOL.com is your home for local Lorain County sports. See all the latest sports news from around the county, featuring stories by the team at the Chronicle Telegram. Check out our upcoming broadcast schedule to see when your favorite games will be streamed live and free. Find the latest scores all in one place so you never feel behind on the action. And if that's not enough, we have you covered with the latest highlights.
Their pass intercepted by Cowling. Cowling coming the other way. Goes up for the shot, made it, and he's fouled.
WEOL.com, your home for local Lorain County sports.
Back here at Forefront Field, it's a 2-0 Berea-Midpark lead on top of Avon with the Eagles 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up. It's Griffiths, Peters, and Shura. As the Eagles, Jared, a tough break for Avon senior Jensen Petro. this year. He's committed to go to Capital. He's out for the season with a torn UCL, and I was talking with head coach Pat Scholl on the phone earlier this afternoon asking about Petro because I saw him on the injured portion of his roster, and he told me he had tried to pitch through some elbow soreness, didn't really know what it might be, thought it was just soreness. Turns out it was a bigger problem than that, so he will be unable to go this season for Avon as Griffiths fouls that first pitch off. So a tough break for there, although Coach Scholl telling me the silver lining of it all is, his college commitment and all of that still very much intact. So he's going to be able to go on, play college ball next year at Capital, and have a great rest of his career.
Yeah, I think that's what you have to keep in mind. And when you prioritize what's going on, you lose your senior season. Nobody wants to see that happen. But big things are still ahead for that young man. And, boy, I can't help but think about some of the 40-yard field goals he knocked in
exactly
on the gridiron.
Yeah, Mike Elder will certainly sing that young man's praises, as will baseball head coach Pat Scholl, but unfortunately, again, for Jensen Petro, unable to go this season, but best of luck to him next spring at Capital, and really hoping he's able to bounce back from this injury and have a great collegiate career. Sam Griffiths, the batter here for Avon, 1-2 the count on him. As the righty Griffiths gets underneath that one and lifts it out towards shallow right field. It will be the right fielder trying to find it through the sun, and he does, as that's a nice play out there by Anthony Sesson to retire Griffiths for the first out. It's a tougher play, I think, than it looks, Jared, to the casual viewer. It's a lot of UV rays that you're battling out there in right field, even with the sunglasses.
Yeah, you're staring at it coming in at the west, and it's probably at about, well, we're closing in on maybe what its highest point here very shortly, too.
Yeah. So Nathan Peters, the junior catcher, now bats here for Avon. Boy, it would be great for him to see a base hit if you're Peters, just because of his struggles defensively here to start this game as he takes that breaking ball for a called strike. 0-1. 235 the average so far this campaign for Peters as he backs out of the way for that one. 1-1 now the count. 12 total games on WEOL this spring season. As far as the regular season goes, at least we hope to get you 12. Obviously, weather and things can play factors into that as that one misses outside. 2-1. We can have this one on video because they have the hardline internet for us here at Forefront Field. We can pull the curtain back on that. That's pretty much what it requires for us with our current setup. We need the hardline internet, and as you all know, for high school baseball and softball, that's not necessarily a luxury that most facilities can afford. Obviously here for Avon, using the Crushers facility at Forefront Field, we do have that, but most facilities, that will not be a thing. So we'll have our traditional audio broadcast as Griffiths takes that one for a called strike. 3-2 now. Count runs full. So just like we did for some of those basketball postseason games, we'll have it on the YouTube. We'll have the nice screen with the score bug and everything so you guys can follow along live with the score and the audio. Just won't have video everywhere. And oh, boy, that's a tough strike three called there for Peters, as he thought he was maybe going to draw the walk there. Instead, he's called out on strikes. Second man down looking here through 2 innings for Avon. And with nobody on and 2 down, it'll be junior right fielder number 24, Bryce Chura.
Yeah, worked the count full, and boy, with the ABS system being implemented now in Major League Baseball, you wonder if at the high school level, if Peters wouldn't have wanted to say, hey, let's take a look at that one.
Yeah, right.
Being a catcher, I think it's even a little bit more of a.
Well, let's see, Sprague. What kind of position are you in over there
he's
for
in a good
ABS?
spot,
You're not in a bad spot. You could maybe help us out over there.
I'm worried about Sprague. We're covered up a little bit. He's got an awning over him. That's good, but one could sneak over that netting, and Sprague is going to have to jump back into action just like he did last spring.
I don't doubt the athletic ability of him, although he did decline to make the window-to-window transition here to get to the suite. We did find some keys that helped us get in there.
He was not allowed to do that. There was no way that was going to happen.
Frowned upon?
No,
it's all right. Chura takes that one downstairs, 2-1.
That kind of stuff happens at 1:30 in the morning at Bowling Green on a weekend. Not now.
Sounds like you speak from experience there, my friend, as Chura takes that one outside, 3-1.
Well, if you don't have your keys, how are you going to get into your home?
Gotta get
second-story window.
Yeah. Here's the 3-1, and that one in there for a called strike. Count runs full at 3-2. Well, if you don't get your beauty sleep, how else are you supposed to get up, get that brew going, and get yourself some meet the press? So I don't know how else to you can go about that. Wow, nice play there at third by Valentine. Throw over to first in plenty of time, and he takes away what could have been extra bases there for Bryce Chura. And Chura is retired, and so is the side for Avon. We've played 2 here at Forefront Field. Our score still, Berea-Midpark 2, Avon nothing. We're back with the 3rd inning. Titans due up after this.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL.
Back here at Forefront Field in Avon, Berea-Midpark due up here to start this third inning. They hold a 2-0 lead here over Avon. Ron Canucci, Jared Kozar, Zach Sprague here with you. It'll be 1-2-3 here for Berea-Midpark, Sawshin, Sesson, and Papashak. This was the group that got it started in that first inning, and Sawshin wasting no time attacking that first pitch. Diving stop there by Sheldon, couldn't glove it cleanly, and it'll be an infield single for JT Sawshin, who made good contact, and he placed it pretty darn perfectly there, Jared, between Sakura and Sheldon. Third baseman there for the Eagles did get a glove on it, but unable to get it cleanly. And Sawshin, with that speed, able to beat it out for an infield single. He's 2 for 2 today.
Able to get in front of it defensively for Avon, but just, tough to come up with a play like that. There's still some moisture out there, too. It looks really bright out here, and it is, but there's still some moisture.
Sesson squares around, pulls it back, though, for a called strike, as they're maybe trying to get Sawshin into scoring position here. Offense has come at a premium at times this season for Berea-Midpark. These two teams played yesterday over at Berea-Midpark. It was a 4-2 Titan winner over Avon. As Sesson watches that one miss outside, count evens up at 1-1.
From a play-by-play standpoint, you've got a tough road to hoe with this top of the order with Sawshin and Session.
It's a lot of S's, yeah. A lot of S's, a lot of shishes.
Normally I don't ever really feel bad for you, but right now it's one of those times that I'm,
Take whatever sympathy can be afforded my way. Sam Griffiths, the righty. He'll throw over to first, and Sawshin back in there safely with a head-first slide. Can't even really say getting dirty because, well, it's turf. The right move, I think, for a lot of facilities here in Northeast Ohio, Jared, and other parts of the country, too. But you go all turf, it just really helps with the weather. I know some of the more baseball traditionalists aren't always as big of a fan as Sesson gets underneath this one and lifts it out to left field. Easy play there for Owen Huron, who puts the squeeze on it for out number 1. But again, this turf, it gets games in like today, even with the amount of rain we got. Could we have still gotten through it with grass and dirt? Maybe, but the turf makes that a guarantee, essentially.
Well, the other thing it does is it makes it easy on these guys when they have to go home for the afternoon, too, because you're not raking the field afterwards and putting everything back together. A lot of places that's what has to go on,
Absolutely.
and it still is. It's part of a rite of passage. But and again, Avon doesn't play every single game here at this facility, so it's a break for everybody, I think, right now, is that, we don't have to get those rakes out. That's a tough thing. If you're on the losing end of that one, like, okay, well, we didn't play our best, and now we got to throw drying agent down and reline the field.
Chopped third base side off the glove of Sheldon. Sakura there to back it up. Throw over to first, not in time. Good speed there by Papashak to beat it out. And he now is 2 for 2 with another single. I'll give him a single there. Let's see how they score it. I would give him the hit. That's a tough play there for Sheldon at third. So Papashak reaches, and that allows Sawshin to get all the way down to second. And so now it'll be Luke Higgins, the junior designated hitter, walked his first time up back in the first inning.
After a bat that had to be about 12 pitches.
Yeah. He checks on that one, but it misses downstairs. 1-0 the count here on Luke Higgins. 2-0 Berea-Midpark, 2 on, 1 down here in the top of the third. As Griffiths checks the runner at second, now into the wind, here it is, and that one fouled straight back, count evens at 1-1.
See, that's what I'm worried about for Sprague over there. I'm like, he's got to be ready for something like that to happen, and I think that he is. He's got the hands. He's
equipment first over there, young man.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Sprague. That's.
He's giving himself some insulation. He's in that second row. I like that.
Yeah, he's doing all right over there. Griffiths misses downstairs, 2-1.
But, necessity being the mother of invention, we found a great spot for Sprague over there.
We did. We really efforted something above mediocre, I would say, which is pretty darn good for you and I.
On a Tuesday?
Yeah,
Jeez.
We'll take it. 2-1. Big swing and a miss there by Higgins, trying to make this a 5-0 ball game. Came up empty, though. And we'll even it up at 2-2. Nolan Samarin, the sophomore catcher, awaits on deck. Still got the leg gear on in case of a double play ball here. He's ready to go and get back out there behind the dish. He'll certainly want to hit here, though, as Griffiths 2-2 misses downstairs. Skipping in there, 3-2 now. So again, Berea-Midpark, some really good at-bats here, I think, through 2 innings and change. Really making Griffiths work, not really giving him anything. I mean, that swing and a miss by Higgins, that's one of the few breaking balls we've seen these Titan hitters go after. Here's the 3-2, that one fouled back. And that's the other thing I think they're doing really well here, Jared, even on some more violent cuts. If they're not making clean contact, they're getting a piece, they're fouling it away, and they're giving themselves another crack at it.
Fighting it off for new life, yes, you're correct. And especially after that second inning that Griffiths had, I think that was one of the things. That was a pretty quick up and down for them.
Yep.
And now they're back out here looking to do some damage here in this top of the third.
So a quick conversation between Nathan Peters and Sam Griffiths on the mound. Just trying to get on the same page here. It's a big at-bat. It's a 2-0 ball game. And if you're Avon, I mean, we talked about the struggles for both sides this season. Avon, as head coach Pat Shula was telling me, they just haven't had it all come together for a full 7 innings. The offense, the defense, the hitting, the pitching. It just hasn't really complemented one another, as that one fouled back again by Higgins. So I think this is a situation where you don't want to get in that here we go again mode if you're Avon. Not that they've gotten smacked around this season. They've had a number of 1 or 2 run losses this season out of the 6 that they have lost. But again, I think you just want to keep it right here if you're Sam Griffiths. His 3-2 as he checks on the runner dancing out there on second base. And Griffiths will step off, actually, and force Sawshin to retreat.
Well, you made a really good point of it at the beginning of the broadcast, and it holds true. Both these teams pretty good athletes, and they know what it takes to be winners.
Yeah, definitely. That pitch gets by Peters. It's through the legs, and Sawshin's maybe going to consider coming home instead. He'll head back to third after taking that big round turn around third base. So now the bases will be loaded for sophomore catcher Nolan Samarin. Against Sawshin to third. Papashak moves up to second. And Higgins takes his spot on first. 2 walks so far through 2 plate appearances for Luke Higgins. And that's both walks this afternoon so far for Sam Griffiths. So can Griffiths get out of this jam? His first pitch, a breaking ball to Samarin in there for a called strike at the knees, 0-1. Nice pitch.
He's either have to pitch his way out of it with a strikeout or a double play ball here.
Yeah, maybe an infield fly would do the trick as well.
Could be something.
Samarin, big swing and a miss on that one as well. So Griffiths back-to-back off-speed pitches here. Well, that first pitch was called a ball to Samarin. I thought that was signaled a strike. They got it at 1-1 up there on the board. Let's see, though, as that one misses downstairs as well. We should get a count refresh here after that third pitch. Or not. They'll say 2-1 still on the board out there. I could have swore he called that first pitch a strike. Instead, though, now 3-1 the count. No, he held up 2-2. It is 2-2, said the home plate umpire. So they just got it wrong on the board. 2-2 the count here on Samarin. Griffiths into the wind, the pitch. That one, a swing and a miss, but it gets by Peters. Samarin's out, but that will allow Sawshin to come home and score. And both other runners will move up. So Samarin out on strikes, swinging at a ball in the turf. But again, Sawshin comes home to score. Papashak to third, and Higgins on up to second. And it's 3-0 Berea-Midpark.
And again, they're going to get a chance to do more damage here this inning. And it's really just something that, like you said, these are tough spots to be in for Sam Griffiths more than anything else.
Absolutely. Want to know the count here for Chris Valentine, the junior third baseman. Struck out looking his first time up. Big RBI opportunity for him right here as he takes a big healthy cut at that one but fouls it off. 1-1. Valentine, 3 RBIs this season for him, a .364 average. He's got Papashak at third, Higgins at second. Papashak would score easily, obviously, on anything through. Higgins might be tougher for him to get all the way around, but let's see. Valentine awaiting the 1-1 from Griffiths. Here it comes. That one is roped towards the third baseman, Sheldon, and he can't glove it cleanly. Now Sikora misplays it, and now Higgins will come home to score as well. Papashak was already there. Higgins to home. The throw home allows the runner to go all the way up to second. And oh boy, a tough display of defense there for the Avon Eagles. Matthew Sheldon having a tough time in third. Sikora unable to back him up cleanly. 2 more runs come across the plate for Berea-Midpark, and just like that, it's 4-0 Titans.
Left side has gotten burnt here, and yeah, you mentioned 4-0 and a couple of errors here now. Well, just one in this inning, but just, they haven't done a whole lot of this with a base hit. When you look at what's going on there, you've got 4 runs on 3 hits and nothing by the way of the long ball.
Yeah, it's not like
that's an anomaly.
Yeah, they're not, roping baseballs off of the arm of Sam Griffiths, but they're doing enough to put it in play, and sometimes that's all it takes, especially with high school baseball. The defense isn't obviously at the major league level, so what maybe looks like an easier play to some is not necessarily the case, I should say. I think that's the case right now for Matthew Sheldon over there at third. He's had some tough balls hit his way. And I know, Coach Scholler probably puts him over there because he likes his defense, but it's been tough through these 3 innings for Sheldon. So it'll be Lionel Skirnovitz now batting here for Berea-Midpark. 1-1 the count here on him. He grounded out to second his first time up. Skirnovitz awaiting the pitch, and that one is by the diving second baseman McQuality. Rounding third, heading for home is Valentine. The throw, not in time, and it's 5-0 Berea-Midpark.
Really good piece of hitting there. That's all you can do.
6-0, I'm sorry. 6-0.
Yeah, 6-0.
6-0 Berea-Midpark. Skirnovitz, I'll tell you what, Jared, it's just as I was saying, they haven't hit Griffiths too hard. Skirnovitz got a pretty healthy piece of that. And Valentine, good wheels on him, able to score easily. So 6-0 Berea-Midpark, just like that. And Avon in all kinds of trouble here. Watch out, Jared, that one lifted back our way here. And it's out of play 0-1.
We'd have been okay. I'm not sure about Sprague.
Yeah, well.
You're looking 12 feet to the right.
Could be danger zone. Don't know if he brought his glove to the yard here today. I don't think he did.
Could be some equipment issues.
Yeah, don't want that.
Don't want to even reference that.
Hayden Harold, the junior pitcher, batting here for Berea-Midpark. Big swing and a miss there for Harold, 0-2. So Griffiths a pitch away now from getting through this third inning. But Berea-Midpark, the damage has been done. 4 across here this frame, adding on to the 2 they scored in the first, and it's 6-0 Titans. Griffiths' breaking ball is check swung foul, third base side, so we'll do it again here at 0-2. Braden Valek would be up next if Harold can reach, and then if Harold and Valek both get aboard, that would bring up Sawshin, who started off the inning. So Sam Griffiths just trying to keep it here at 6-0. The 0-2. That one fouled back off of Harold. 0-2 again. It'll stay.
And here again is another situation where Sam's working ahead in the count, ahead of these Berea-Midpark batters, but then they're able to just, keep fighting their way through the at-bat, elongating that process, and it gives him more of an opportunity to give them something that they might be able to connect with.
Just hasn't had the put-away pitch. Runner goes, and that one hit towards the second baseman. Gloved, though, by McQuality. His throw on to first in time, and the side is finally retired. But 4 more across here in the top of the third for Berea-Midpark. We'll head to the bottom half with Avon due up, trailing the Titans 6-0. We're back right after this timeout.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
Lorain County has a story every day. Make sure you don't miss it. From breaking news and high school sports to schools, business, and community events, the Chronicle has it all. Stay connected to your neighbors and your home team with coverage that matters most to you. Don't just hear about Lorain County, know Lorain County. Subscribe today at chroniclet.com/subscribe and get the news that keeps you in the know. The Chronicle Telegram, Lorain County's largest newspaper.
Bottom of the third here at Forefront Field in Avon, Ohio. Berea-Midpark leading Avon 6-0. as the Eagles have their 7-8-9 due up here this half inning. It'll be Austin Wolf, Matthew Sheldon, and Landon McQuality. Jared, kind of similar to basketball when a team takes one on the chin after an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, nothing scoring run. You want to try to respond after the timeout. Well, that half-inning break could serve as that timeout for Avon. They're down 6-0 after 4 were pushed across there for Berea-Midpark that last half inning. So all that to say, Jared, I think Avon would like to see some offense on display here in this bottom of the third.
Certainly, and much like basketball, as you'd mentioned, it might sound cliche. You can't get it all back in one inning, in one half an inning, or at least you don't figure to get it all back. Right. But it has to start with a base runner here and a base runner there. Action now in the Avon bullpen over to our right. So Sam Griffith's day may be over.
Good eyes there, Jared. And so we'll see what we can do on that one. Pretty far from us, and I forgot the binoculars. I thought about that earlier when I got to the office, but haven't busted those out since football season. As Austin Wolf, the junior center fielder, leading things off here in this bottom of the third for Avon, finds himself in a nice hitter's count, up 2-0 after those 2 pitches from Harold missed downstairs.
I get the luxury of being able to blame that on Sprague. His eyes are younger, he's out there, he's closer, and he can't help us. That's the problem.
Wolf takes that one for a called strike, 2-1 on Austin. Wolf still without a hit, per the stats that I got from head coach Pat Schola.
Sprague says, not so fast, my friend. That is number 25 for the Avon Eagles warming up out there.
Look at you, Sprague. So that would be Ben Strichek. Look at Sprague, man.
I was motivating him. That's what I was doing.
That's what you like to do. 3-1 here, the count for Wolf. The pitch, that one shapped towards the first baseman. Skirnovitz, who half charges it now, will scurry to the bag and put his foot on there, beating Wolf in the foot race. So 3 unassisted there for Austin Wolf. And Matthew Sheldon now due up with 1 down and nobody on. Sheldon again without a hit this season. Oh, beautiful walk-up song. The little I Got Sunshine, my freak. I mean,
a little bit of the Temptations.
Boy, that'll put you in the mood to hit a baseball, I'll tell you that.
And we're not yet in the month of May.
Right. That one misses upstairs. 1-0 the count here on Matthew Sheldon. Been a tough day for him defensively over there at third base. He's had a couple of tough plays that he's tried to make, and give him credit. Boy, the effort has been there for Sheldon. He's placed himself outstretched on the turf, diving for a couple of baseballs, but a couple have gotten by him as well. 1-1 the count here on him. Aiden Harold, the lefty, fires. That one fouled straight back. Harold bringing the velocity there. Talking with Coach Salata about Aiden Harold. Really worked on finding the zone more consistently this offseason and really simplified his pitching repertoire, as his 1-2 is upstairs, 2-2. Simplified his pitching repertoire, and he joked with me he had about 14 off-speed pitches that he would like to throw, and he brought that number way, way down heading into this season, and that seems to have made a big difference for his game. And, oh, boy, the backstop there, Nolan Samarin, he was ready to go around the horn there, thought that'd be rung up for strike 3 called, but home plate umpire says not so fast. That ball's going back to Harold. The 3-2. That one is roped up the middle for a base hit. J.T. Sawshin, the shortstop, thought he might have a look at it. Unable to get there, though. And Matthew Sheldon, a much-needed base hit there for Avon, their first of the afternoon. Sets up Landon McQuality now, the junior second baseman, batting 9th this afternoon for the Eagles.
Sometimes it takes that first hit to get through to, maybe wake up everybody else and see if you can have a nice half inning here.
It looked like a fastball that he just didn't do too much with, just shot it right back up the middle. And that's enough to net the Eagles, their very first base runner. Again now for Landon McQuality, 333 his average coming into this one. Took that first pitch for a ball. Harold checks on the runner, fires the 1-0. That one is blocked by Samarin. Nice play there by the sophomore backstop for Berea-Midpark. 2-0 though the count here on the junior Landon McQuality. Owen Huron, the leadoff hitter, would be due up next. And for Avon, getting that first base runner. Maybe is that enough to bring the rest of the offense to life here in this third inning? Can they get a run or two across to start chipping away at this deficit as McQuality comes up empty on a healthy hack there, 2-1. Aiden Harold checks on that runner at first. That's Sheldon after the single. The 2-1. That one misses up and in, I think, as well. 3-1 now the count here on McQuality. So if he can reach, you got your leadoff hitter coming up with 2 on.
Not that I think Avon's looking to run themselves out of an inning in any stretch down 6-0, but you are always interested to see what kind of a move that left-handed starter has to first.
It's a good point as McQuality watches that 4th pitch miss downstairs. So the 4th wide one gets him aboard with a walk. First one surrendered by Harold here this afternoon. Sheldon moves down to 2nd, and now the lineup turns over to the leadoff hitter. That's junior number 13, left fielder Owen Huron.
Just the one down. This is a chance to get some back here if you're Avon.
They certainly need some offense, down 6-0 here in this 3rd inning. Sam Griffiths, a couple of tough innings of work for him. Really scuffled in that 1st inning. Had a really nice 2nd frame there, Jared. Had 3 ground outs, made quick work of the Titan lineup there, but Berea-Midpark got right back after it in that 3rd inning, putting 4 on the board. And now a 6-0 lead here for the Titans. Again, they won yesterday's contest 4-2 over Avon. Looking for the sweep here. Squaring around is Huron, and was that one placed perfectly? I think it was, and getting a late jump but still sliding safely into 2nd is McQuality. I think he froze, Jared, because that bunt from Huron kind of popped up, and it got up there enough to where you had to hold, but Sammer and the catcher unable to get there. Now the bases will be loaded for Trevor Sikora.
Yeah, this is just what Avon wanted here, able to have that placed perfectly. Again, we referenced it earlier in the broadcast. It looks great out here now. Sun is shining, and it's a beautiful-looking Tuesday afternoon, but there's still some moisture out there. It might have slowed that one up, too.
Yeah, a little bit. As that first pitch to Sikora misses outside, 1-0. Sikora popped up to the first baseman back in that 1st inning. Huge RBI opportunity here, though, for Avon. The pitch. That one roped at the 2nd baseman, and it's going to be a double play. Oh, boy. And head coach Pat Schola can do nothing but chuckle and shake his head as we will head to the 4th inning. Tough break there for Avon. They still trail 6-0. We're back after this timeout.
Hi, Tim Elthorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me, when your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco. Fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL.
6-0 Berea-Midpark leads Avon here as we get set for the top of the 4th inning. It'll be Valek, Sawshin, and Sesson all due up here for Berea-Midpark. That last line out there, Trevor Sikora lining into the inning-ending double play, Jared, it's extra tough, I think, this afternoon for Avon because, at least in my mind, because talking with head coach Schola this afternoon, he had told me that basically what just happened has happened to them so many times this season where it's a hard hit baseball and it's right at somebody. You're putting together the process correctly. You're just not seeing the results. And right there, Sikora, I mean, he got everything on that. Lined that as well as you can with the bases loaded and 1 out. Except you hit it right at somebody who then steps on the bag for the inning-ending double play.
The words that the smart guys use to describe that, microcosm. That is how the season breaks down for a one-win Avon Eagles team at this point in the year. Just like you said, things are going well. They're doing the right things. Hits the one on the screws and just can't seem to make any headway there.
So
double play to make things worse.
Man, yeah, that's
the twin killer is. Well, that's exactly what it sounds like.
Right. I mean, you can kind of live with that just being an out, and you still got a chance with 2 down to push one across somehow, some way. But, boy, for that inning to end that way for Avon, that's going to be a tough thing to overcome mentally right now for them. Braden Valek leading off here for Berea-Midpark here, and we do have a pitching change. It is 25. Big shout-out to Zach Sprague for identifying this young man, Ben Strichek, now pitching here for Avon. Strichek, his pitch did it get a piece of the batter? Let's see. Umpire calls time, and did that one Did it maybe catch the backstop Peters instead? Not sure. Instead, I don't know. We got a new baseball here to the pitcher, Strichek, and both Peters behind the plate and Valek, the batter, seemed to be okay. So that ball may have just bounced awkwardly off of somebody, I think.
Right. But
I'm not sure. Maybe
1 and 2. They're saying it's 1 and 2.
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what happened there.
They've got to put
Yeah,
something
1 and
in
2. There it is. So Strichek, his 1-2. Breaking ball is chapped towards the third baseman, Sheldon. This one he gloves cleanly, and a nice play there by Sheldon, and a healthy throw onto Osepik at first for the first out of the inning. That's got to feel great right there if you're Matthew Sheldon, Jared. He's had some real tough plays thrown his way here this afternoon. That one, it could also qualify as such, a kind of weakly hit ball that you got to charge and then throw against your momentum, but he did so beautifully to retire Valek for the first out.
Yeah, nice play there. And, again, you think about ways that you can rebound after a letdown in the bottom half of the inning, just not being able to get anything going. That's a good way to get out number 1.
Yep. So now the lineup turns back over to JT Sawshin, who takes that one for a ball, 1-0. So Griffiths, through those 3 innings of work, and giving up the 6 runs on 4 hits, 3 errors for that Avon defense. So, I'm not sure the math of how many of those were earned versus unearned, but certainly not all of them earned for the Griffiths here this afternoon, as Sawshin takes that one outside, 2-1. Glad you guys could be a part of this one here today on WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel, as Sawshin watches that one miss inside, 3-1. The first of 12 games will bring you this regular season for high school baseball and softball. We hope to get you as many on video as we can, as Sawshin comes up empty on the big swing there, 3-2. We know with some of the sites and facilities, we don't have that direct internet access, so we'll have some traditional audio-only broadcasts. They'll still be available on YouTube, just no video component with those, but glad we can bring you video today here at Forefront Field. The shortstop Sikora gloves that one, and he fires on over to Osepik in time to retire Sawshin. So 2 up, 2 down here for Ben Strichek, who's looking okay on the bump right now for Avon. And it'll be Anthony Sesson now with 2 down and nobody on, batting for Berea-Midpark. They lead 6-0 here over Avon in this top of the 4th.
Yeah, Avon, as you mentioned, needs to get out of this one unscathed and have a clean inning and get back on the bats.
Strichek, big breaking ball there. The loopy-doopy curveball finds the zone there, 0-1. Loopy-doopy, not sure if that's in the dictionary. We'll ask Sprague here in between innings. That one misses outside, 1-1.
He can't tell you that it's not.
Yeah.
You see, you went with the move of he can't disagree with you. He's not allowed.
The 1-1, that one in there for a called strike. 1-2 here to Sesson, batting left-handed here.
I can't wait for Zach Sprague in year 2 where he can just fire back
at
us.
Oh yeah, he's just getting his sea legs still, but we'll just have to wait. Let's see.
Maybe I can wait.
They'll appeal down to first on that check swing. No dice. Nathan Peters wanted that strike 3 call. He's not going to get it, so 2-2. The count will move to. Strichek looks in, fires. Breaking ball misses low, 3-2. Sprague, man, you got to be careful. Too many ball games around us, and things can go downhill quick. Here's the 3-2. That one misses, ball 4. So a nice at bat there by Anthony Sesson. He was down 1-2 at one point in that at bat. Works it all the way back for a walk. And so Berea-Midpark with 2 down, they do get a base runner to bring up junior left fielder Dylan Papashak. Third walk surrendered this afternoon for Avon pitching. Strichek the wind, the pitch. Papashak is grounding to the shortstop Sikora, who flips it on to the second baseman McQuality, and the side is retired. So Berea-Midpark, they do get a base runner there on the walk, but they strand him, and we'll head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Avon, work to do right now for the Eagles. They trail Berea-Midpark 6-0. We're right back after these messages.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind. WEOL.com is your home for local Lorain County sports. See all the latest sports news from around the county, featuring stories by the team at the Chronicle Telegram. Check out our upcoming broadcast schedule to see when your favorite games will be streamed live and free. Find the latest scores all in one place so you never feel behind on the action. And if that's not enough, we have you covered with the latest highlights.
Their pass intercepted by Cowling. Cowling coming the other way. Goes up for the shot, made it, and he's fouled.
WEOL.com, your home for local Lorain County sports.
Back here at Forefront Field, it is a 6-0 deficit that Avon is trying to overcome right now. Berea-Midpark in control of this one through 3.5 innings of play. It'll be Osepic, Griffiths, and Peters all due up this half inning for Berea-Midpark, although for Griffiths, wouldn't that be Strichek? As that pitch to Osepic in there for a called strike 0-1. Aiden Harold has given up just 2 hits to this Avon offense. You could call it a lucky break of sorts with that Sakura line drive being hit right at his shortstop, Sawshin, who stepped on the bag for the double play to end the inning. So Avon threatening big time last inning, just unable to do anything with it. And Osepic, can he get this inning started with a base knock? He sure can, as he laces one out in front of Austin Mahalik for a leadoff single. And for the first time today, Avon gets their leadoff man aboard. And it will be Sam Griffiths batting now here for Avon.
Good wood or aluminum on that, if you will, and it really worked well to get your leadoff man aboard for Avon. Griffiths no longer in the game in terms of on the mound, but he can help his own cause.
He sure can. It would help if he got a hold of one here. Tough to clear the fence here, I think, for these high schoolers at Forefront Field. But
if there's anybody who can do it, though, I mean, he's got the frame.
Yeah. Down 0-1 in the count here. Aiden Harold still working for Berea-Midpark. It's just the 3rd hit he surrendered here today right there. Big breaking ball there, misses upstairs, never dropped into the zone, 1-1.
I mean, that young man has the Reese Hoskins type build,
there you
whatever
go, yeah.
Call it that.
Well, we saw him moving some bodies during basketball season as well, so we know that's not an empty frame that he's sporting up there by any stretch.
Certainly is not.
2-1 the count here on Sam. It's just a sophomore too, man. Imagine.
Again, everybody in that Avon program, regardless of the sport, they're excited about his contribution.
Yeah. Boy, 3 months of some weight training with Mike Elder, and who knows where Sam could be. 3-1 the count here as Harold misses.
There's a guy that probably thinks to himself, I could really use that.
What do I need to do to get him out there?
You can still go play golf.
Not that Mike's hurting for numbers on the roster.
No, but
Griffiths takes that one 3-2.
We'll let you play golf, Sam. Don't worry about it. But right now I need you here. And
short game, huh? What about the short run game? Mean anything to you, Sam? The 3-2, and it was timeout called, and Harold didn't see it, and still fired it in there. So that pitch will not count. We'll do it again at 3-2. Well, it's all love for Mike Elder, one of our favorites that we talk to each and every year. A couple of state titles under his belt now, and Griffiths works the walk there. A nice AB for Sam. And so now Avon gets their first 2 on. Osepic moving down to second. First walk allowed today by Harold, and it'll be Nathan Peters due up. Struck out looking his first time up back in the second. And it'll be an infield conversation here between a couple of these Titans. So a reminder, our upcoming broadcasts here on the high school baseball and softball front. Baseball to start the season. The opener today, Saturday, weather permitting. I know a little dicey right now in the forecast, but weather permitting, we'll be over in Sailor Country as Vermilion plays host to Columbia. Vermilion with a new head coach for the first time in a very, very, very long time, as Jeff Keck called it a day after last spring. Had a chance to talk to him on my Hey Coach podcast. That one's still available on our YouTube channel. But Vermilion and Columbia duke it out on Saturday, weather permitting. And then next Monday, we'll be over in LaGrange to check out Keystone's new facility. They welcome in Firelands for a little LC8 action. So new facility over there for Keystone. Very excited to see what Jeff Holzhauer and the gang put together over there.
You talk about two programs athletically that kind of mirror each other. Football's a little bit of a different story just because there's not a common opponent really. But I think when you're talking about hoops and basketball or baseball and softball, Vermilion and Columbia really give you that look of teams that get after it in a gritty type of way.
Yep.
So I'm hoping we can get that one in. Dan Durante, of course, they don't get any more animated than him.
No, they certainly don't. More on Dan here in a moment for me, as the 1-0 to Nathan Peters is in there for a called strike 1-1. When we talked about the turf and the grass and the guys that are going to have to rake the field and get the facility, my mind immediately went to Columbia Community Park and Durante out there with the guys getting after it.
Yeah, he's not asking them to do anything that he wouldn't do.
No,
That's
he's
one
right
of the
to
things
think of it,
you
man.
look at that as a coach that has the priority and the goals in mind.
The 1-1 fouled away, 1-2, and he's checking on us on top of all that.
Yeah.
You guys need anything? You guys need a water? I'll run
good.
over to the school real quick.
Yeah,
he's got the rake with him. It's like, man.
But, you just echo those sentiments about a guy like Jeff Keck, maybe not quite as animated as Dan Durante when he was ready to call it a day. But, just the level that he got that program to consistently and just the maneuver to go from Firelands in the first half of your coaching career to Vermilion and have success at both. That says a lot about your resume and your tactics and just the progression that you go through. None of that happens by accident.
No, I really enjoyed my conversation with him on the Hey Coach podcast, kind of diving into all of that, just his tenure at Vermilion and even the times before that, like you mentioned with Firelands. Big swing and a miss there by Peters, and he's down on strikes for the second time today. Big strike out there for Aiden Harold to get Peters down without allowing any advancement on the base pass. So now it'll be Bryce Chura, the junior right fielder, digging in for Avon. He's 0 for 1 today after he grounded out to third back in the second. Shout out to Mike Rush, by the way, one of our colleagues and Avon Lake assistant girls basketball coach. He was tuning in, shot me a text, said everything looking and sounding good. I don't know about sounding good, but I'll tell you what, Sprague doing a great job with the camera work. I'd say we're looking all right here this afternoon.
I think Rush is checking on us for functionality, and he just says, if you guys got it working, it's doing its job.
He'd be justified in that investigation. Sprague keeps us on track as much as he can, but he's a one-man show there, and we outnumber him. The 0-1, that one shot straight back 0-2.
Well, you notice we isolated him, too. It's good coaching on our side. We put him on an island out there. He can't get to us out there.
Now, we're not Nash and Hall against him by any stretch of the imagination. We don't do him that dirty, but maybe next year when he's a little more comfortable, we can.
Like I said, he's just a couple of steps away from fighting back. It's going to happen.
You get me a toothpick, or maybe you a toothpick, and we'll see what we can do. Timeout called here. Head coach Pat Schola having a quick conversation with his junior right fielder, Bryce Chura. It's a big at-bat here for Bryce. He's down 0-2 as Aiden Harold, after letting the first two Eagles aboard this half inning, has bounced back big time here, and he's a strike away from getting the 2 outs without allowing those guys to move on the bases. Here is his 0-2 pitch. That one misses down 1-2. More action out in that Eagle bullpen. That is number 30 that I don't seem to have on the roster, so we'll have to do some digging on that potentially. Harold looks at the runner at second. Now fires the 1-2. The lefty's breaking ball misses low and in, 2-2. 6-0 Berea-Midpark. They scored 2 in the first, 4 in the third, as they got the Sam Griffiths. Aiden Harold doing his part here on the mound for the Titans, and he sits down Chura. Strike 3 called, looking. Second punch out of that variety for Harold here this afternoon. 3 total for Aiden, and back-to-back strikeouts gets him 1 out away from getting out of this. Austin Wolf, the junior center fielder.
With 2 on and first and second, you're not quite with your back to the wall, but it's pretty darn close, and he's pitched out of that situation very well to this point.
Yeah, no panic, and he may get out of it right here. Wolf lifts that one lazily towards the second baseman. The throw to first is not in time, as Wolf was bolting down that first base line, and he's able to beat it out for the infield single. Wow. Nice wheels there by Austin Wolf. I don't know if maybe Braden Valek at second thought he had more time. To your point, Jared, maybe some of that moisturization. He wasn't super confident with the footing or the way the ball would bounce. Either way, it's Matthew Sheldon now. A chance for some sunshine here for the Eagles. Bases loaded again, this time with 2 down. First pitch to Sheldon. That one in there at the knees, 0-1. Again, Pat Schola telling me Avon has not gotten the big hit enough this season. A couple times they've gotten the clutch hitting to go their way this year, but by and large, they just have not gotten that big hit consistently this season. It's a big part of why they come into this one. It's just 1-6, but Matthew Sheldon a chance to try to turn that narrative the other way if he can deliver here. 1-1 the count on him with 2 down. Bases are loaded. His team down 6. The pitch. That one in there at the knees. Wow, Aiden Harold, I'll tell you what, he's spotting that cheddar right at the knees beautifully here, this frame. And that's been a big part of why he's maybe going to get out of this. 1-2 the count here on Sheldon. The junior trying to get Avon back into this. Harold trying to keep his Titans on top big time, and he does just that. Strike 3 as Sheldon comes up empty on the healthy hack. We've played 4 here at Forefront Field, and Avon our score. Berea-Midpark 6, Avon zip. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
Lorain County has a story every day. Make sure you don't miss it. From breaking news in high school sports to schools, business, and community events, the Chronicle has it all. Stay connected to your neighbors and your home team with coverage that matters most to you. Don't just hear about Lorain County, know Lorain County. Subscribe today at chroniclet.com/subscribe and get the news that keeps you in the know. The Chronicle Telegram, Lorain County's largest newspaper.
Getting set for the 5th inning here in Avon. Berea-Midpark leads the Eagles 6-0. We're here at Forefront Field, home of the Lake Erie Crushers. And Jared, maybe you might be able to speak on this a little more than I can, but I know they'll be working with us here on WEOL and with the Chronicle Telegram in the coming months as they get set to begin their new campaign.
Yeah, certainly Bill Hudnut met with Crushers management, and again, they've got a couple new pieces in play here, marketing, and as you mentioned, Forefront Field is now the home of the Lake Erie Crushers, and there's just a lot of different improvements that are going to go on throughout the regular season for Crushers baseball once they start up in the month of May, and we're going to be happy to be a part of some of those games and some of those intricacies, player profile and involvement, things of that nature, where you're going to be probably put to work in terms of some of that content finding its way to WEOL.com and, of course, the CT website.
That's quite all right. It's always nice to have I know it's not minor league baseball for them. It was formerly independent ball. Now they're in relationship with Major League Baseball. But I'll tell you what, it is such a blessing to have those kinds of teams in your community. Myself being from the Akron area, we had the Arrows, now Rubber Ducks there for a long time. Still have them there in that Akron area. And it's just so cool for the Akron community, man. They come out to Canal Park. I know they changed the name now, but having that place full in the summer is a lot of fun. Same can be said here at the home of the Crushers, and we're looking forward to that partnership here with the Crushers. Nice stab there by Sheldon, throw to first in time. Wow, nice play there by Matthew Sheldon. He might have gotten sick of me kind of picking on him over there at third base, as that young man has delivered 2 electrifying defensive plays in a row now in his last 2 tests over there at the hot corner. So Higgins is retired, and that brings up sophomore catcher Nolan Samarin. He is 0 for 2 today with a flyout and a strikeout.
But, when you think about this facility, the Crushers, and just really this whole corridor here over in Avon on 611 and the traffic that it generates and what people want to be
right over here.
People want to be invested in it, I think that it's very good for us to be adjacent with them on a few of these initiatives coming up as well.
I would agree. I would certainly agree. Samarin fouls that one off 1-1. All the promotions they do here as well, it really makes it tough to beat from an entertainment and value perspective, right, for a family of 4 or 5, let's say, right? Trying to find a way to enjoy a nice summer evening, weekday or weekend for that matter.
Well, and let's be real about it too. With what's going on worldwide right now, in terms of just you don't know where, how you're going to have to stretch that budget.
Yeah,
they're going to give you a way to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. The Dollar Dog Nights, that's huge in and of itself. Lord knows how many of those I could put away if you really wanted me to.
But, you talk about if you're in Lorain County, the fuel cost to get here, and you're talking about a family of 4 versus having to go out, 14, 15 miles into Cuyahoga County,
right,
and beyond that. And like you mentioned, certainly Canal Park, which I like getting out there once a summer, really like getting out there once a year if we can have a team get there for baseball. But it's good to just celebrate what's around you in your area, and you're going to be a little bit more conscientious of that because of what you're paying at the pump.
The 1-2 to Samarin. That one is ripped fair down the left field line. That one's going to get all the way to the corner as Owen Huron tracks it down. Samarin digging for two in there with a head-first slide, and he's beating his chest after that one-out double here for Berea-Midpark in the top of the 5th. Nice swing there by Samarin. Got out in front of that one a little bit. Kept it fair, though, down that left field line. And now Ben Strichek is, what's going on here?
He's either laboring or
I think he might just be done.
Yeah.
Regardless there. I don't know if they maybe saw something from an injury perspective is kind of what I'm getting at here, but I don't think so. Instead, it will be a new pitcher as Casey Berth now heads to the bump here for Avon. So let's take a quick timeout while he gets loose on the bump for the Eagles. It is 6-0 Berea-Midpark with one runner on here for the Titans in this top of the 5th. We're right back after this timeout.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Casey Berth getting set to pitch here for Avon, the lefty. Would you get a text to help us out on that front from somebody there, Jared? How'd you get the assistance from?
Can't reveal my source. He happened to be to the right of us, just outside, and doing a good job. Better than we gave him credit for. At least I gave him credit for earlier.
Thank you, Sprague. You're the man. Look at him, dynamite over there, scouring the internet to find this information for us. I do have the roster. Casey Berth is on there. The problem is, though, for me, they got him listed under the JV portion of said roster, and wouldn't you know it, they don't put the numbers of the JV kids on that roster. So perhaps a conversation between me and Eric Frombach in the near future. No, I'm just kidding. Love Eric and all the work that he's done over there at Avon. But it will be Casey Berth, the lefty, in now for Ben Strichek, who is responsible for Nolan Samarin on second. Strichek, to this point, had not allowed a run in what will be an inning and a third of work for him. Gave up the one hit. That was that right there. Walked one as well. But otherwise, pretty solid effort in relief there.
In a weird spot to come into the ballgame.
I would agree. Berth, his first pitch is squared around and then pulled back by Chris Valentine. So Owen won the count on him as that was a called strike. Valentine is 1 for 2 today. Struck out looking in the first. Had a 2 RBI single in the third. An error part of that play as well. Big part of that 4-run third inning here for Berea-Midpark. Berth checks the runner, fires. That one misses down and in, 1-1. Berth a lefty, the first one that Avon has trotted out there today with Griffiths and Strichek, both righties. I don't know if I'll have the pitching numbers here on Casey Berth. I'm guessing I won't. As that one misses to Valentine, 2-1. So Nolan Samarin on second. His team leading 6-0 here in this top of the 5th. Casey Berth for Avon trying to keep the deficit right here. That fastball misses inside as Valentine backs up out of the way, 3-1.
Well, and you mentioned we don't know a ton about Berth and, coming up from the JV roster, but being available to pitch at the varsity level, some of this could be game-dependent and situation-dependent. Down 6-0 in the 5th inning, maybe you start to think to yourself, we have to, see what another couple of these young men have.
I do see that he's got 5 1/3 innings of work here so far this season, so not foreign territory for Berth here by any stretch of the imagination on the bump here for head coach Pat Schola.
Full count now after that foul over there to first base bleachers.
And these good at-bats have been something for Berea-Midpark here this afternoon, no question about that. They have come locked in and ready to play, and a chance to sweep Avon here in the regular season series. Berea winners yesterday over at their place, 4-2 was the final score. Their regular season game still at BW?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's a nice place to call a game. We've had a couple of treks over there as Valentine swings through that one for the punch out. And do they have the runner at second? They do. Wow, they catch Samarin a little lazy getting back to the bag, and the side is retired. So how about that? Casey Berth comes on and gets out of it. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Work to do still, though, for Avon. They trail 6-0 against Berea-Midpark. We're right back after this.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco. Fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL. Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
Bottom of the 5th coming up here at Forefront Field as Avon staring at a 6-run deficit right now as Aiden Harold, the lefty, looks like he will continue this effort for Berea-Midpark. Why not? He's been tremendous here this afternoon as he's got 5 strikeouts to his credit thus far. No runs on the 4 hits. Had some good defense behind them as well. No errors this afternoon for Berea-Midpark. Avon has 3 of them, and that has been a big difference. That was a big part of that 4th inning. I think 2 of those 3 came in that 4th for Avon.
And when you outline that scoreboard out there, 6 runs on 5 hits, yeah, the 3 errors play a huge role in how you get to that number. A
couple of walks too,
yep.
But some defensive lapses as well. So it'll be McQuality here on Socorro due up this half inning for Pat Shola's Eagles, as McQuality takes that one outside, 1-0. He walked back in the 3rd inning, got all the way to 2nd after that, but was stranded there. And he takes that one for a called strike, 1-1. McQuality, he looked like he was backing out of there before that one even crossed the plate. So Avon maybe trying to change their approach here in this 5th inning. Trying to do just something, anything to get a run across right now. And McQuality nearly out of his shoes on that swing. A bit of an uppercut hack there. Came up empty, though, 1-2. Huron and Socorro at the top of the order due up after this. McQuality swings and misses, got him way out on his front foot. Did the lefty Aiden Harold, and that's nice pitching there by Harold to get McQuality. And for Harold, his 6th strikeout of the afternoon. So now it will be the leadoff man for Avon, junior left fielder Owen Huron. 1 for 2 today, struck out looking in the 1st, reached on a bunt single in the 3rd. That third inning, offensively and defensively, right, for Avon, big difference so far is, wow, that one, did it graze the helmet of Huron? It did. Wow, Huron is hit by a pitch, barely, but still hit nonetheless. And so Owen Huron will reach for the 2nd time and bring up sophomore shortstop Trevor Socorro. Wow, not every day you see that, Jared. The breaking ball that Huron tried to escape contact from, and boy, I mean, you want to talk about just grazing the top of the helmet. That's what took place right there.
Nobody argued it. That's the way I look at that.
Right.
That thing from Harold to Huron to
the whole Berea-Midpark.
Nobody had any umbrage with that.
Socorro took that one for a ball, 1-0. Socorro 0 for 2 today as he backs out of there, but takes it for a called strike, 1-1. But again, that 3rd inning, right, if you're Avon, you gave up 4, but then you had a chance to maybe get some of that back, and you had the bases loaded after that bunt single in that inning from Owen Huron, and then it was Socorro lining one right to the shortstop J.T. Sawshin, who then stepped on second to get the runner for the inning-ending double play. So you go from maybe putting a crooked number on the board to putting up a goose egg and still finding yourself down 6 on the scoreboard. It's been a big difference. 2-1 the count here on Socorro. 278 his average coming into this one. Just looking for something right now to keep a rally going for Avon. Can you get Osepik and Griffiths up? with some guys on. Sakura instead chops this one to Sawshin. Not again, says Sakura, and it is an inning-ending double play. Boy, oh boy, I tell you, Trevor Sakura unable to catch a break. That one not hit as hard as that first double play, but the Berea-Midpark defense playing the part once again there. They get out of it. We'll head to the sixth. Our score remains the Titans 6, Eagles nothing. We're back after this timeout.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
WEOL.com is your home for local Lorain County sports. See all the latest sports news from around the county, featuring stories by the team at the Chronicle Telegram. Check out our upcoming broadcast schedule to see when your favorite games will be streamed live and free. Find the latest scores all in one place so you never feel behind on the action. And if that's not enough, we have you covered with the latest highlights.
Their pass intercepted by Cowling. Cowling coming the other way. Goes up for the shot, made it, and he's fouled.
WEOL.com, your home for local Lorain County sports.
Back here at Forefront Field, Berea-Midpark due up here to start this top of the sixth inning. It'll be Skrnovitz, Harold, and Valek, the 7-8-9 hitters for Berea-Midpark. Glad you guys can be a part of this one here on WEOL's opening day. I know the spring sports season is already underway in our area, but we wait till the weather can at least pretend to cooperate with us for a little bit, right? No sense in trying to get out there in late March when we know it could still be 30 degrees, flirting with snow in the forecast.
You know, and rare is the day that I like to give us credit for making a good decision, but I think the lid lifter today paid off.
Yeah, I would say so. A little dicey earlier with that rain patch that came through, but it got out of the way, and now we got a nice sunshine-filled sky with some cloud coverage mixed in there as well. And like based on the rest of the week, we could be in some trouble trying to get some more games in, especially that Saturday one. So Skrnovitz, first pitch swinging against Berth, and the throw over from the lefty in time as Osepik able to glove that one. And so one pitch, one out here for Casey Berth, and that'll bring up the 8-hole hitter here, Aiden Harold.
I think we've got definite trouble in the forecast tomorrow and Thursday. There did look like there was a slight clearing on Friday. You just don't know if that's going to hold all the way through Saturday, if the fields have already taken on so much moisture over in Vermilion. But we'll see. That's a tough crew out there that gets those baseball fields, softball fields, respectively, ready to play over in Vermilion just off of Route 60.
So we have a pinch hitter here for Aiden Harold. It will be Reed Schreffler, number 10, in place of Harold. So Reed Schreffler, again, in for Aiden Harold. Takes that first, or swings at the first pitch from Casey Berth, comes up empty on an 0-1 the count.
When you're able to do that and get a right-handed bat in that lineup against the left-hander Berth.
Schreffler lifts that one into shallow right field, and it gets over the leaping second baseman, Landon McQuality. Boy, I thought that one was going to go a little further than it did. McQuality had a decent look at it, but unable to get up there and glove it. Boy, if he's about 2 inches taller and maybe has another inch or so on that wingspan, I think he's got it, but unable to sky for that one. And so that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter now, Braden Valek, as Schreffler is aboard on the one-out single.
Saw a lot of Schreffler this weekend at the Masters.
That you did. As Valek wastes no time going after that first pitch, and that one is in there. Wow, that one falling in front of the center fielder, Austin Wolf. I don't know if Wolf, he got kind of a late jump on that. I think maybe he thought it was hit harder than it was, and that one just landed in front of him on the turf for another single. So back-to-back knocks here for the Titans, and the lineup turns back over now to junior shortstop J.T. Sawshin, who is 2 for 4 already today.
Seeing the Titans do a good job of just putting it where Avon isn't there, that would have been a very, very difficult play for Wolf to make. That was too long of a run.
2 for 3, I should say, on J.T. Sawshin, and then he gets hit in the back by a breaking ball. I don't think there was any intent there by Casey Berth. A breaking ball just, I think, got away from him. And so Sawshin aboard on the hit by pitch. First hit batsman today for Avon pitching. Schreffler to third with Valek down to second, bases loaded, 1 down.
Just goes to show you, after getting the first out, recording the first out of the inning, Berth and company, then, it's a back-to-back singles, a hit batsman, and all of a sudden the bases are juiced with just 1 down.
And I did find the numbers on Berth. He is yet to allow a run this season, per the numbers that I got from head coach Pat Schola. So trying to do his darndest to keep it that way as Sesson goes after the first pitch, but fouls at weakly first base side. 0-1 the count on him. Sesson is 0 for 2 today, reached on an error and scored back in that first inning. Flew out in the third and then walked in the fourth. He bats here with the bases loaded and 1 down. His team already up 6. Berth the lefty, his 0-1. Another breaking ball that ran inside, and ducking out of the way is Sesson as the count evens up at 1-1. Dylan Papashak awaits on deck, the junior left fielder. Berth, can he get himself out of this jam with a double play ball? Breaking ball, a good one. Caught the zone, 1-2. Buckling Sesson a little bit there, so Berth a big pitch here. The lefty fires. Swing and a miss by Sesson. He came up empty. And that's good pitching there by Casey Berth to record the second out. He set him up, Jared, with that breaking ball and then came right back with the heater at the knees, and Sesson just unable to catch up to it.
Really tough at this stage in the game. Again, down 6-0. You're coming into a situation where you've got to hold another team. You can't lose faith in your stuff.
Papashak watches that first breaking ball miss downstairs, 1-0. For Dylan today, he is 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI to his credit. He awaits the 1-0 pitch from Berth, and he'll swing and chop that one towards the third baseman, Sheldon, and he'll win the foot race to the third base bag. And what a job there by Casey Berth. He had the bases loaded on him with just 1 down, and he's able to get out of it. But the score remains Berea-Midpark 6th, Avon nothing. Eagles trying to do something about it. They're up to bat after this timeout.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL. Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
6-0 is our score here at Forefront Field, home of the Lake Erie Crushers. Rocco Nushi, Jared Kozar here with you. Zach Sprague behind the camera as we bring you opening day here on WEOL, the first of 12 regular season broadcasts that we plan to bring you here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Again, we will try to get you as many live on video like we have today as possible. Again, just not possible with all of our facilities, with most not having a direct hardline internet access, and that's not a knock on any of our facilities. That's most high school baseball and softball facilities across the U.S. of A., but that just is what it is with our setup. But we'll still have some audio broadcasts as well, as it'll be a fun spring season here on WEOL, no question.
Reviewing some of those, I think we're fortunate to have the locations we do.
Yeah, no question. We'll be back here at Forefront Field later on this season. We know Elyria will grant us that access. Elyria Catholic as well, another one of those spots where we can get a game on video. So stay tuned on WEOL.com and on that YouTube channel for the Chronicle Telegram. Leading off this half inning for Avon, it's Cam Osepik, who finds himself up in a 3-0 count here. Aiden Harold, the lefty, continuing to work for Berea-Midpark. His 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike at the knees. Good fastball there from Harold. Got by Osepik, 3-1. Osepik just 1 for 2 today. Grounded out in the first, singled back in the fourth. The 3-1 to him, misses downstairs, skipped low. And so 4 wide ones to Osepik, and that's Avon, their leadoff man for just the second, or leadoff man aboard, I should say, for just the second time here this afternoon. And for Harold, that is just the that's the third walk he's surrendered.
They're going to have a conversation. I think that Berea-Midpark really wanted to get Harold as far as they could into this one, especially taking him out offensively, not having to bat or run any longer. But I think his afternoon might be over.
That'll be it. Yeah, he gets the series of pats on the back from his teammates. He'll hand the baseball over to his head coach, Charlie Salata, and Berea-Midpark will dig into that bullpen when we return. We'll head to a timeout here in the bottom of the sixth. Our score, Berea-Midpark 6, Avon nothing. We're right back with more after this timeout right here on WEOL.com and streaming live on the Chronicle Telegram's YouTube channel.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Lorain County has a story every day. Make sure you don't miss it. From breaking news in high school sports to schools, business, and community events, the Chronicle has it all. Stay connected to your neighbors and your home team with coverage that matters most to you. Don't just hear about Lorain County, know Lorain County. Subscribe today at chroniclet.com/subscribe and get the news that keeps you in the know. The Chronicle Telegram, Lorain County's largest newspaper.
So it will be Lionel Skurnovitz, the righty, now onto the bump here for Berea-Midpark. Again, unofficial rough numbers on him because, again, the Max Preps page missing a couple of games. They got him at a 13.36 ERA, so needless to say, Skurnovitz, I'm sure he's been thrusted into some quote-unquote mop-up duty at times, which could potentially explain that ERA for Skurnovitz, or opponents are just hitting him well this season. We'll see. 3 2/3 innings of work for him. He has allowed 8 runs, 7 of those earned. He's walked 2. He's struck out 6 here in this 2026 campaign, and it'll be Sam Griffiths, who started this game on the mound for Avon, digging in here with 1 on and nobody down. So I think that's Harold that took over at first, so I think it was just a clean swap between Skurnovitz and Harold. And is that it? I think it is, because he's still got that sleeve on his left arm, so that makes it easy for me here on my score sheet. So Harold responsible for that runner at first before we can officially close the book on him. Griffiths, big swing and a miss at that 1-0 pitch. Came up empty, though, 1-1. Harold was dynamite here this afternoon, no question about that. The lefty, I think he went about as far as he could. I think he just lost it there here to start this 6th inning. But, boy, he really kept Avon off balance, had the defense behind him as well. Griffiths chops that one to Sawshin. And do we have another double play ball? Sawshin to the bag for 1. The relay to first in time. And that's another double play for Avon, the 3rd that they've hit into this afternoon, Jared. That's just backbreaking right there if you're head coach Shola and his Eagles.
Right, and that one got to Sawshin in a hurry, able to go unassisted across the diamond there and was able to get Griffiths. And, yeah, those kind of situations have just plagued Avon all afternoon long. You're kind of thinking to yourself right now, hey, let's try to get 1 across. And maybe we get 1, we get 2. You feel better about that. A good spin going into that home half of the 7th, and then you've given yourself at least a chance. But it's really tough to do when you've been playing from behind and now you don't have base runners.
It's just one of those where you're thinking to yourself, man, we just can't catch a break.
Right.
That was maybe some of the body language on display after that one for the Avon Eagles. That pitch to Nathan Peters misses for a ball. 1-1. The count evens up on Nathan. He's 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. And so the book is officially closed here on Aiden Harold. 5 innings of work for him. No runs allowed. He walked 3 and struck out 6. So a really nice afternoon for Aiden Harold for Berea-Midpark. The pitch to Nathan Peters is lifted sky high. It'll barely get to the outfield grass, and Sawshin will call everybody off and put the squeeze on it, and the side is retired. So Avon, they did get 1 on, but the double play ball ended the threat here in the 6th, and we'll head to the 7th. Our score still, Berea-Midpark 6, Avon nothing. We're back after this timeout.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Top of the 7th here in Avon at Forefront Field. It's Berea-Midpark having the fun today. They lead the Eagles 6-0 with Luke Higgins, Nolan Samarin, and Chris Valentine all due up this frame for Berea-Midpark. 6 runs for them on 7 hits, but you hit on it earlier, Jared. Those 3 errors for Avon, I know at least 2 of them came in that 4-run third inning for Berea-Midpark. That was back-breaking, and then you factor in the 3 double play balls, 2 of which were inning-ending. It's been a lot to overcome here for Avon today, and it's looking like they may not be able to overcome it.
Inning ending with the bases juiced in one of those situations, another spot that just, sometimes it's just not your afternoon.
Yeah.
And that's always tough to admit, but I think maybe it's a maturity thing, and not to say that they're handling that without that degree of maturity. That's not it at all. It's just it's just very difficult, especially when your campaign's probably not going the way you want it to go.
No.
You mentioned they come in at 1-6, and just they've shown us at times they're better than what that number is.
Well, and it's not uncharted waters for them either.
No.
Again, Pat Schola telling me this afternoon, this is, I haven't seen them yet in person this season as that first pitch to Higgins is fouled straight back 0-1. But we may have a pinch hitter here, actually. But, again, this has been kind of the theme of this season, according to Coach Schola. It just hasn't been complimentary baseball. You get things going on the bump, and then you can't hit, or you're getting some hits, or hard-hit baseballs, but they're going right at guys, right? Those are just all things that are part of the game of baseball and part of what makes it so great and part of what makes it so heartbreaking all in that same vein. So we do, I think this is Austin Mahalik, number 12 here for Berea-Midpark, and it is, thank you. So Mahalik batting here for Luke Higgins.
And with the lefty-lefty matchup, too.
Well, Mahalik is Berea-Midpark's number 1. Aiden Harold's their number 2 as Mahalik lifts this one into shallow left field, and that one's getting down. Boy, I tell you, when it's your day, and that's it right now for Berea-Midpark. Austin Mahalik, a base hit that you can't put it much more perfect than that, can you, Jared? Falling right between those 3 defenders, the shortstop and then the center and left fielders, respectively, trying to make a play. They just can't get there. And another base knock here for Berea-Midpark. So now it's Nolan Samarin, the catcher. He awaits the first pitch from Berth, and he will watch that one miss outside for a ball, 1-0. Casey Berth did a great job getting out of trouble last inning, is still perfect on the season in terms of not allowing a run, as this one is lifted into right field by Samarin. A little carry to it, and it's over Chura's head and right. Chura just totally misplayed that one. He'll hit the cutoff man, and that'll hold the runners at third and second, but a double for Nolan Samarin right over the head of Bryce Chura out there in right field. And again, the Avon defense, it hasn't been horrible, Jared, but it has not been anywhere near good enough to help out the pitchers right now for the Eagles.
There, I think, is a situation where the shadows left by the sun that at our backs have sort of dissipated, and maybe what looked like it would have been there an inning ago is not the same.
Yeah.
And then that could be a different look for Chura out there.
That's a good point.
Willing to give it the benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah, sure. That sun has totally disappeared out there, and I'm not trying to pick on him to death out there. It's a tough play. I certainly would have probably butchered it worse, but tough break there for Avon.
I think he started to come in on it and then had to drift back.
That's always tough.
When you're in that situation, you just find yourself in the back pedal motion. It gets harder before it gets easier.
Another pinch hitter here for Berea-Midpark, as this is number 11, Braylon Everett. So Braylon Everett into the game here, hitting for Chris Valentine. 2-1 the count on him. So head coach Charlie Solata getting into his bench a little bit here in what could very well be the final frame of this ball game, unless Avon has a heroic rally in them in the bottom half. Both teams, they're young, man. Both not super senior heavy. Could be part of why both sides have struggled here to start this 2026 season. But, boy, they're both going to have some nice pieces moving forward. No question about that, as Everett spoils that breaking ball away, 2-2. Valentine had a single and 2 RBIs to his credit, but 2 strikeouts as well. So Braylon Everett hitting for him here. He awaits the 2-2 from Berth, and that one in there for a called strike 3, and Braylon Everett is set down on strikes. That is punch out number 3 on the evening for Casey Berth, and a big one there to keep the runners where they are. And it'll be Lionel Skirnovitz now. He's moved over to the pitcher spot after starting today at first base defensively. The pitch from Berth is in there for a called strike, and that'll lead to a conversation between Nathan Peters and Casey Berth. Do you think maybe Peters got crossed up there and they got to go over the signals, or I wonder what happened? I mean, it's a called strike. It was a good pitch.
Yeah, rare is the conversation after a called strike.
That's right. You're normally getting that after, ball 7 or 8 in a row, but something evidently. Peters felt he had to go chat with Berth. The 0-1 from KC. That one is chopped towards the third baseman, Sheldon. He knocks it down, not able to glove it cleanly. The throw to first, not in time, though, to get the speedy Skirnovitz as another run scampers home. That's Mahalik who's in to score. And Samarin will stay put at second. And Skirnovitz will reach on, well, they give him the error for that. So Skirnovitz drives home with a run as they'll tag Sheldon for the error.
4th error of the ball game for Avon.
Yeah. Starting to add up in a hurry. Breaking ball to Aiden Harold. In there for a called strike, 0-1. Aiden Harold, great work from him on the bump today for Berea-Midpark. 5 innings of work, did not allow a run. This was a really great outing from him, and he lifts this one left field line, drifting foul, though, out of play. So 0-2 the count here on Aiden Harold. 250 his average coming into this one. He had 3 RBIs and a double to his credit. Does have a base knock already today. He's 1 for 3. Got as far as 3rd last inning, but would go no farther. Did not score. Harold off the glove of Berth. It goes to the shortstop Sakura. On to the second baseman McQuality for 1, but that's all they'll get. And so they get the lead runner, Skirnovitz. And Harold will reach on the fielder's choice. And Samarin moves on down the 3rd. Now there's 2 down here for, well, it was Braden Valek, but we get another pinch hitter here for Berea-Midpark. It is number 21, Big Zach Frederick, now digging in for Berea-Midpark. So again, Coach Solana going to his bench here. Is that kind of the thought when you played, Jared? You get into these, 6-7-0 ball games. You get into the later stages. You're just trying to get some guys, some at-bats, especially still here at midway point of April.
Guys at bats and, just different situations that you want to see guys up in. And it also depends on what the rest of your week looks like. Who do you have to still have go? I mean, usually not in April are you thinking that you're facing 4 games in a week, but it could happen.
Yeah, this is the second end of a back-to-back. Again, they played last night over at Berea-Midpark's place. 4-2, Titans a winner there. I do have their schedule in front of me, actually. I can tell you what's coming up for Berea-Midpark, as they will be at home against Eastlake North on Thursday, and then they're off until Monday. So just one more game to go this week for the Titans after this one, as Frederick pokes that one foul first base side for Avon. They got some action still to come this week. They got Notre Dame Cathedral Latin on the schedule for Thursday. Saturday, they will be at home against Mayfield, and then back in action next week with a couple of games against Midview to start the week. As Frederick, well, I don't know how he got underneath that one, but he golfs that one out towards shallow right field, and it's McQuality, the second baseman, who's able to get there and put the squeeze on it, and the side is retired. So one last chance here for Avon in the bottom of the 7th. A lot of work, though, to do for them. They trail 7-0 Berea-Midpark in front of the Eagles. We're back with the 7th after this.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco. Fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL. WEOL.com is your home for local Lorain County sports. See all the latest sports news from around the county, featuring stories by the team at the Chronicle Telegram. Check out our upcoming broadcast schedule to see when your favorite games will be streamed live and free. Find the latest scores all in one place so you never feel behind on the action. And if that's not enough, we have you covered with the latest highlights.
Their pass intercepted by Cowling. Cowling coming the other way. Goes up for the shot, made it, and he's fouled.
WEOL.com, your home for local Lorain County sports.
Bottom of the 7th here at Forefront Field. Avon trailing Berea-Midpark 7-0, as it'll be Chura, Wolf, and Sheldon all due up for head coach Pat Shula's Eagles. Although he's having a conversation with the home plate umpire, I get the feeling we may see some pinch hitters here, and in fact we do have one here to start the inning. It'll be Kyle Delury, the sophomore outfielder here, pinch hitting for Bryce Chura. So again, that is number 19, Kyle Delury, now into the game for Bryce Chura. Lionel Skirnovitz, again, still working for Berea-Midpark. He came on in relief last inning for Aiden Harold, and those two just swapped places defensively. Harold going from the bump to first, and Skirnovitz vice versa. So Kyle Delury to start this half inning here for Avon. Watches that first pitch go by for a strike. 0-1 the count on Kyle. Delury without a hit this season, per the stats that I got from head coach Shola. Looking for one here, but he comes up underneath that one on a big cut, 0-2. It's one of those where I think if you're Delury, no need to try to send that one 400 feet. You're not going to get all 7 back in one swing. Just need base runners right now if you're Avon, as Delury watches that one miss well upstairs, 1-2. Easier said than done, though. You're frustrated. You've been sitting on the bench. You're cold coming in, and you see one you like. You try to do something with it. The 1-2 to Delury. That one in there for a called strike 3, and Delury is set down on strikes. Another punch out for Berea-Midpark pitching, their 7th of the afternoon. First for Skirnovitz, and with one down, it'll be Austin Wolf, the junior center fielder, now digging in for the Eagles. He's 1 for 2 today with a ground out and a single.
That can be a tough thing, too, when you only see 4 pitches before you're going back to the dugout. You know,
how much can you really learn and grow from that,
right.
You know? 0-1 here to Wolf. First pitch from Skirnovitz in there for a strike. The 0-1 breaking ball caught the inside corner for a strike. Nice pitch there by Lionel Skirnovitz, 0-2.
Right, and to take nothing away from Skirnovitz, he's working quickly and he's in the zone right now, and he's in the driver's seat. His team's up 7-0.
Good tempo, good pace to him right now on the mound. His 0-2. That one up and in, 1-2. Wolf had to back out of the way. And our next broadcast will be on Saturday. Vermilion playing host to Columbia on the baseball side of things. Hopefully the weather can cooperate. That 1-2 spoiled by Wolf, sent back to the screen, so we'll do it again at 1-2. Chance to check out a new look Vermilion Ball Club. Again, Jeff Keck, longtime Hall of Fame head coach, retiring at the end of last spring. So new leadership over there in Sailor Country. The 1-2 from Skirnovitz. Breaking ball is sent towards the shortstop, Sawshin, but he's been on it defensively here today, and he is once again there, 2 down, as they retire Wolf on the putout.
I believe Rob Polinsky was on his way out to have a conversation with Cliff German about the state of the Vermilion program.
All right,
and
there we go.
Get some feedback from Cliff. You know, Cliff's a huge fan and a huge supporter. There's never been any question to that, but you may not be aware, Cliff German was one heck of a baseball player at the University of Miami.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a D1 guy.
Wow.
And out of Lorain. And
Uncle Cliff was playing D1 ball?
Uncle Cliff could do a lot.
Wow.
He really could. And
How did you guys not tell me about this?
One day you'll have to
point?
have a conversation. And you know,
Boy.
but Uncle Cliff's very good at figuring out who's who in terms of area baseball around this time of the year. He gets around a lot.
He's got the eye, huh?
Yeah.
That's good to know. Good to know. I did not know Cliff German was quite the prolific ball player once upon a time. Probably still hack it a little bit if you wanted to. The 1-1 sent back off the bat of Matthew Sheldon, and just like that, Avon is down to their final strike of the ball game.
I think that's one of those situations that's sort of a joke, but it's really funny. Is like, well, what would you think Cliff would bat right now if against here? Well, Cliff would be about a 225 guy, but you forget Cliff's 75 years old.
There you go. Strike 3 called to Matthew Sheldon, the breaking ball in there, and the ball game is over. Another strikeout for Berea-Midpark to end it, and they are winners today in dominating fashion. They upend Avon 7-0 here at Forefront Field. And they get the regular season sweep of Avon. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will have our post-game show brought to you by EcoTree Services, providing Lorain County with quality service for over 40 years. Who else but EcoTree Services? Again, a winner here for Berea-Midpark over Avon, 7-0. We're back with the post-game right after this.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind. Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco. Fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL.
Lorain County has a story every day. Make sure you don't miss it. From breaking news in high school sports to schools, business, and community events, the Chronicle has it all. Stay connected to your neighbors and your home team with coverage that matters most to you. Don't just hear about Lorain County, know Lorain County. Subscribe today at chroniclet.com/subscribe and get the news that keeps you in the know. The Chronicle Telegram, Lorain County's largest newspaper.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Well, it is a final here at Forefront Field, and you see the winners on your screen right there. Berea-Midpark, they upend Avon and blank the Eagles here this afternoon by a final score of 7-0. With the win, Berea-Midpark, they move to 3-6 on the season, their third conference win. And for Avon, the struggles continue. For Pat Shola's Eagles, they will drop now to 1-7 on the year. Final line score for both sides, Berea-Midpark 7 runs on 9 hits, no errors defensively. Avon, they are skunked, no runs, 4 hits, 4 errors for the Eagles defensively here this afternoon as Aiden Harold picks up the win. The loss is handed to Sam Griffiths. This is our post-game show brought to you by EcoTree Services, providing Lorain County with quality service for over 40 years. They are your complete tree care company. Rocco Nucci, Jared Kozar, Zach Sprague all here with you. Glad you could be a part of this one. And for Berea-Midpark, it was really that third inning, Jared. 4 runs they push across that half inning after scoring 2 in the first. So that made it 6-0. It was still early enough, though, to where Avon, you thought maybe they could rally and make a stab at a comeback. And you thought in the bottom of that third inning they might do just that. Owen Huron reaches on a bunt single with 1 out that loaded the bases. But Jared, a Trevor Sikora line drive hit right at Titan shortstop J.T. Sawshin, who caught it, stepped on the bag for the inning-ending double play. Avon would have 2 more double plays go against them the rest of the way, and I think that was just the story of the game. As Pat Schola told me on the phone earlier this afternoon, they just can't get enough of those big, timely clutch hits, and that kind of reared its head here again this afternoon.
I think Harold pitched his way out of trouble real well today for Berea-Midpark, and if that's going to happen, an inning like the third blows it open, a 4-run inning, with a guy that's not going to surrender anything else on the mound to you and get his way, walk that tightrope through some tough situations, it just becomes a recipe for let's pack up and wait to play Cathedral Latin later this week, because it just isn't going to happen here against the Titans ball club.
No, this was a great performance by Aiden Harold and really from Berea-Midpark as a whole defensively. I mean, we mentioned Sawshin, but a couple of other guys as well really made some nice plays out there for the Titans defensively. Again, we talked about it already. They're back in action at home on Thursday this week, taking on Eastlake North, and then off through the weekend until next week where they pick up play. How about this? At North Ridgeville and then home against North Ridgeville on Monday, Tuesday to start next week for Berea-Midpark. So you can celebrate this one for now. You got to get after Eastlake North, but then you got the defending conference champs in North Ridgeville to start next week. Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, real tough week ahead. And I think you find out what your team's made of. I know that when you're looking at your record right now, if you're Berea-Midpark's in 3-6, probably not where we envision ourselves. And it's not going to get easier once you go into Ridgeville. But usually once you hit that last week of April, I think things are in place in terms of what you can expect, how your team's going to round themselves into play once you get to mid-May.
Yeah, no question about that. Avon, on the other hand, they dropped to 1-7 now. They will be at home against Notre Dame Cathedral Latin on Thursday. Not sure if that one's here or over at their other facility, but home against NDCL on Thursday, home against Mayfield on Saturday, and then they'll pick up SWC action once again on Monday and Tuesday with a couple of games against Zach Sprague's Midview Middies. So that'll pretty much do it for us here this evening. Again, a big thanks to our sponsors, North Ridgeville Convenience Sunoco. They were part of our pregame show. Make sure you guys go see them on Center Ridge and Barton Roads. It's always a great time to stop by your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenience Sunoco. Our starting lineups today were provided by Network Land Title Agency, providing real estate title insurance and escrow services across all 88 counties here in Ohio. They safeguard your investment, ensuring peace of mind. And our postgame show here was brought to you by EcoTree Services, again, providing Lorain County with quality service for over 40 years. They are your complete tree care company. Spregosaurus Rex in the box to my right. Great job by you, my friend. Appreciate your efforts. Jared Kozar, of course, our on-site engineer extraordinaire and color commentator. His efforts appreciated here this evening as well. So for Zach, for Jared, I am Rock Onushi saying one more time your final score here from Forefront Field on WEOL's opening day. Berea-Midpark a winner over Avon 7-0. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody. We'll see you guys on Saturday over at Vermillion for more high school baseball.